Hello and welcome to Mobile GOP Talk. I'm your host, Donald. And as usual, let me kick off by telling you to get out and vote when it's time to vote, not just in federal presidential elections, but also in local and state elections as well. Local and state elections have more of an effect on your day-to-day life than just presidential elections. Get out and vote when it's time to vote. Let me start off by my first article I'm going to talk to you about. Trump has pledged to free Ross Ulbricht if he's reelected. For those of you who've forgotten who Ross Ulbricht is, Ross Ulbricht created the Silk Roads website. The Silk Roads website is a dark web website. On the dark web, Ross Ulbricht has sold drugs, cocaine, marijuana, just a multitude of illegal substances. Why Trump would pledge to free Ross Ulbricht, I'm not fully certain. It's a weird situation, but I say this to bring up Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic has asked Trump to pardon him more than once, so I'm wondering if Joe Exotic has caught wind of this Ross Ulbricht situation here. It kind of makes me giggle a little bit. Joe Exotic also has ran for president. I thought that was kind of funny myself. But that's neither here nor there. Joe Exotic's a character, in my opinion. It's a hell of a character. Mobile County has decided on a law firm to investigate Paul Prine's allegations against the city. City Council chose Bill Athana and Daniel Fortune from the Bradley Arent Bout Cummings law firm. That's a mouthful. Councilman Woods and I feel comfortable with them and their experiences. This is a quote from Councilman Members Reynolds. A petition to stop the execution of Jamie Mills went to Kay Ivey's desk. I support the death penalty 100%. Unfortunately for Jamie Mills, this petition did not go over in his favor. Jamie Mills was executed Thursday. Those unfamiliar with this case, Jamie Mills robbed and murdered Floyd and Vera Hill. He was scheduled to die this past Thursday of lethal injection. This happened in 2004 when Jamie Mills robbed him, or was accused of robbery and murder and convicted of robbery and murder of Floyd and Vera Hill. I'm sorry for the families of Floyd and Vera Hill, and I'm sorry for the families of Jamie Mills as well. It's a sad day when anybody loses a family member. To everybody involved in Jamie Mills' family and the Hill family, I apologize to both of you. It's hard to lose a family member. This is a interesting story here. A single mom here in Alabama reached out to Kay Ivey's office for help. She wasn't too happy when she received the response. She posted it to TikTok. She claims she's college educated with a really good resume and can't find any work here in the state, and she can't find any help neither. So she reached out to Kay Ivey's office for help. Apparently, the response she got from Kay Ivey's office was to put her children up for adoption. Yes, you heard me right. That's the response that she alleges that she got back from Kay Ivey's office. Now, I'm going to tell you, I find myself, college education is not always the way to go. Sometimes the right way to go is to get you a trade. Learn how to fit pipe, learn how to plumb. If you want to find work these days, the best way to do it is to find you a good trade. I see too many people out there right now with these stupid ass liberal arts degrees. What's that going to get you? We've got teachers out here without work because there's too many teaching degrees, too many teachers, not enough students. You want to find work, I promise you, get you a trade, go find you a shipyard, go find you a power plant. You're going to find you some work. I promise you. Now, as far as this response from Kay Ivey's office as far as putting her children up for adoption, I don't know if that's 100% true, but this is the response that she posted that she got, and it is quite interesting. I'm gonna keep looking into this and see if this is 100% true or not, and I will get back to you guys about it. I don't know if any of you guys follow Catholicism, but Carlo Acutis, I think that's how you pronounce his name, could be the first canonized millennial to be sainted. I think I'm saying that right. Carlo Acutis could be the first millennial canonized to be sainted by 2025. Let me give you a little background here. Carlo passed away from leukemia in 2006. He was 15 years old. His canonization started in 2013. He's had 2 miracles attributed to himself. The first was a healing of a Brazilian child's pancreas. And the second was a woman from Costa Rica with a severe head trauma. And she had a craniotomy surgery that they didn't think she would heal from. And her chances of survival were extremely low. This kid here, apparently, he was already passed away when he healed this young lady, so I'm not sure how that worked. But the Catholic Church has its own way of doing things, so we'll let them deal with that. Barry Moore beat Jerry Carl in the 1st district race. For those of you not keeping up with politics that much, I'm going to tell you, the districts have been redrawn here in Mobile. District 1 is a little different now. I believe I live in District 1 now. Barry Moore would be my representative now. My buddy John, he's in I think District 3, so still having a race between I think Shamari Moore or something like that, and that female, I can't remember her name. I didn't write it in this today. I covered it last week. But anyways, Barry Moore beat Jerry Carl in the 1st district race. Moore led Carl by more than 3 percentage points when the race was called. Moore is a Republican in his 2nd term. He campaigned as a loyal supporter of Donald Trump and voting against Ukraine's funding and support for the border wall. Yes, we want to quit supporting the war in Ukraine. That's costing us too much money. And yes, we want to secure our southern border. We have too many people coming across the border. Katie Britt joins GOP senators claiming the Democratic contraception bill gives condoms to little kids. It's just another way for Democrats to use activist attorneys and other courts to advance their radical agenda, and this is why we oppose this bill. That's a quote directly from Katie Britt. Senator Tuberville and other GOP senators have later signed on to this bill. All right. In Jemison, Alabama, Alabama Mineral Springs LLC has opened a new bottling facility, bringing more money to Alabama. It's bottled simply artesian water. This product includes a little bit of history in Alabama Mineral Springs and was discovered in Chilton County over 165 years ago. KIV attended this ribbon cutting also. On June 5th, Jerry Carl tweeted, Joe Biden's executive order to secure the border still lets in nearly 2 million illegals every year. This administration's attempt is simply pathetic. Election year tactics to win votes. Even if Biden really wanted to secure the border, he would pass H.R. 2, our strongest border bill. This is a direct tweet from on June 5th from Jerry Carl. Turning to Baldwin County, Sheriff Reed from Baldwin County was placed on administrative leave after a sheriff's office review found he violated Baldwin County Sheriff's Office policies. According to the statement from Baldwin County Sheriff's Office, a review was conducted after allegations of an improper sexual relationship with a subordinate were made against Sheriff Reed. Come on, Sheriff Reed, now get it together. Senator Tuberville seems to be under the impression that Vladimir Putin does not want to control Ukraine. The Alabama Republican made this claim on Steve Bannon's War Room. The Alabama Republican made this claim on Steve Bannon's War Room show on Wednesday after Bannon asked him about the Russian war with Ukraine. I personally, I like Senator Tuberville.
Introducing the Mobile GOP Talk Podcast, hosted by the one and only Donald. Are you ready to deep dive into the political landscape from the palm of your hand? From Capitol Hill to your hometown, we cover it all because knowledge is power. But here's the thing, folks. Producing quality content takes time and resources. That's why we're reaching out to our amazing fans and listeners just like you.
Consider donating to our Buy Me a Coffee Fund. Your support keeps the discussions rolling and the truth flowing. Tune in to Mobile GOP Talk Podcast and stay informed, stay engaged, and stay ahead of the game.
Hunter Biden's daughter was supposed to be a sympathetic witness. At first it was strange that it seemed to work as a 30-year-old answered questions from Abby Lowell, a lawyer for Hunter Biden. When the prosecutors cross-examined Naomi Biden, they introduced a series of messages between her and her father, and things kind of went south. For those of you that haven't been following it, Hunter Biden has been convicted on 3 counts. We're not fully sure what's going to happen, but we can pretty well guess that Biden's probably going to commute his sentence. Any number of things to help his son out, because that's how they are. An Alabama lawmaker wants to make transporting homeless to other cities a crime in the state. The intention of this bill was to address a situation in which we have bad actors. Representative Craig Lipscomb of Gadsden said Wednesday in the House of Public of Safety and Homeland Security. Yeah, I feel this. Yeah, I mean, we've got enough homeless, and I mean, just shuffling them from one area to the other. We had a situation back, I think it was last year or the year before, where I think it was Biloxi was accused of transporting their homeless here to Mobile. It was a pretty shady situation. But don't transport your homeless to us. Keep your homeless. Put them to work. There's plenty of work to be done. Give them shovels. Give them pickaxes. Put them to work. I've talked about this last week, and this is a very, very important topic, because this is the first time in our nation's history that something like this has happened. All across the country, liberals are celebrating the fact that Donald Trump has been convicted of 34 felony counts. This is not something for us to celebrate. The rest of us see this as a serious weaponization of the Department of Justice. And not just that, but this is a major form of election interference. If Biden's administration is going to do this to Donald Trump, who else is the liberal community going to do this to? If they're going to weaponize the Department of Justice to go after their top contender, the one person that has put up the biggest fight against the Democratic Party, who else are they going to go after like this? I'm going to leave y'all on that. This has been Mobile GOP Talk. Think about this. Get out and vote. Vote. Vote your conscience. Don't just vote in presidential elections, but vote in your local and state elections as well. My name is Donald. This has been Mobile GOP Talk. Thank you for having me.